Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. I'm meadsy69 and welcome back to the channel. Today we're going to be having a look at the deathstar, the FV215B. Is this tank still a thing? Is it still a thing in Blitz? Is it still fun? Is it worth grinding? Now, I honestly do think it's worth grinding. It can be a fun tank. It's not the same tank as it once was. You was once be able to sit at the back of the map all game and not get spotted and just dish out sort of 1500 damage every time you shoot, and you would never get spotted. However, Wargaming have nerfed the tank. They've nerfed it a while ago now, and for the last 5, 6, maybe even more updates, it has been the worst performing tank in tier 10, and they're still not interested in buffing the tank. It's one of the most played tanks, which is probably why they're not buffing it, because people are still grinding it. They are still playing the tank. Over 10,400 people in the last 90 days have been playing this tank, and the average win rate is just 49%. So is it worth grinding? Like, why would you grind this tank? Now, the only reason people want to grind this tank, the only reason people want this tank is because of that big alpha gun, the 900 plus damage on your AP and your 1500 plus damage on your HE, which is the Hesh. The Hesh has over 200 millimeters of pen, like 230 or 250 millimeters of pen, so you can Hesh almost anything. Mediums in the face, some heavies in the face, everything from the rear, and mostly everything from the side. So this tank isn't, I mean, you can shoot AP if you need to, coming up against heavy tanks from the front, but this tank, you really want to get into positions where you have the side of tanks, so you can really do that damage. And people have been calling for this tank to be removed from the game because it's broke because of that big alpha gun. So what Wargaming have pretty much done, because people want to grind the tank for that gun, Wargaming have pretty much only given it that gun. That has no camo, it has no dispersion, it has no aim time, it has no DPM, or the DPM 2800, not as bad, but people want the gun. That is all they want. And so people have been calling for this to be removed from the game, because I've seen it so often where someone gets shot from HE, from a deathstar, losing 1500 damage, and then they're in the chat cussing, swearing, deathstar you this, deathstar you that. Yeah, but sometimes, yeah, it's annoying. It's annoying if you get shot from a HE from a deathstar, but if I get shot from a deathstar with someone using HE doing 1500 damage, I blame myself. I blame myself for giving them the opportunity to take that shot. And if there's a deathstar on the enemy team, if I'm in a medium tank or any tank, mostly a medium tank, if there's a deathstar spotted, then I will go for that deathstar, even if there is a E100 directly in front of me or an IS4 directly in front of me. If there is a deathstar spotted, I will try my hardest to go for that deathstar, only if I can. Only if I can. I wouldn't go out my way to take the deathstar if I've got other shots off, but if I can see two tanks, I will be going for that deathstar. And it's the same when a deathstar's not spotted. If I'm in something like a Leopard 1 and there is a deathstar not spotted, I will then just try and think, where will this deathstar be? And the places that you think he would be, then you just try to avoid. You try to avoid that. You try and get the spot on the deathstar early, because as I've said, the camo value is crap now on the tank since Wargaming literally, it was broke, and now Wargaming have pretty much broke it the other way. It's crap. You can be sat at the back of the map now and still be spotted. Now personally, I don't mind that. For me now, the deathstar isn't a tank I go to farm damage or farm win rate. It's a tank I go to have a little bit of fun. And you can't always have fun in this tank, because a lot of the times, 80% of the time, it's more frustration than fun, because your HE won't land, you'll miss your shot at point blank, you'll be fully aimed in and you'll miss, or you'll be fully aimed in at the rear of a tank and it will hit the track. It's more frustration than it is fun. But when it does work, you can have fun. And normally now I only ever play this tank in a platoon. in a platoon, me and Fatness had amazing fun in this tank where we would go double Death Star, E100 or a mouse would come around the corner, we HE them and they're gone. Like, that shit is fun. That shit is fun. So it is the worst performing tank in the game, but I still honestly think it is worth the grind. You can have fun in it, but don't expect to have fun in it every single game. You're not going to roll out and do 4k damage every single game. When the HE works, it really works. Now we're going to watch this game here. This was live on stream with Droodles, and we are both double Death Star, and unfortunately I have to actually teach Droodles how to play the Death Star because he can't play it. He can't play it. He's not very good at it, and you're going to see that this game where he does nothing. He does nothing. He has like 7 shots and he only pens like 2 of them. Where me, I have 7 shots and I do the damage. And considering I'm playing on PC at this point and I'm rubbish at PC. So is Droodle's playing on PC as well, but he's used to playing on PC. So I was actually quite like, wow, this is actually a really good battle for me playing on PC. So the first, pretty much all game, I am only really going to use HE. I think actually I've got, you can see, I have 7 HE loaded. I have 7 shots and I'm going to use HE only. So the first shot there against the T57 Heavy, you see Droodle's shot at the start, 500 damage. And I'm like, Droodles, dude, you're doing it wrong. You're doing it wrong. Let me show you how to do it. I smash him into the side of the track, in between the track, and I do 1500 damage, set him on fire, and that's one shot, 1570 damage. So Droodles has gone left, and I'm like, right, you go left because you're going to die. I don't know why you're going left instead of coming to support me, where we can deal with these 2 heavies around this corner really, really quickly. He decides to go YOLO, and he's going to die very soon. He's going to get 1 more shot off. So now, these are the kind of positions I love to get in. I mean, there's an IS-4 who thinks he's doing a great job at side scraping. He wasn't expecting a Death Star to come behind him and do over 1500 or around that damage. Like, you don't expect it. And sometimes that's what you've got to do in a Death Star. Don't go, like, for instance, dead rail. Don't go always in the back of the map in the bush because people expect it. Maybe flank around, go in the middle. Like, you need to get into positions where people don't expect a Death Star to be, just like that IS-4. Honestly, he thought he was doing an amazing job, and he was side scraping like a boss until a Death Star come up behind with a nice HE roll and completely deletes him. The same as this E75. I mean, the E75 looking at me, HE to the face. I mean, HE to that hatch. I can take a couple of shots, no problem. And we're going to use another HE shot. Just look how grey that is on his hatch. Goodbye. 2 shots, and that is the E75 gone. And now I'm up to 5.2k damage. I've done 4 shots. And I'm on 5.2k damage. I would be quite happy now if I died. I'd be quite happy now if the game was over and I've done my job. I've done my damage. Droodles did absolutely nothing. But there's still 2 tanks left. And I do mess up in a minute. And I'm going to regret the shot that I'm going to have on this pattern. So I'm going to load the HE. We got 3. Excuse me. I have 3 HE shells remaining. And we're going to come past. Again, we want to get behind this M46 pattern. But that's not going to happen. And we have to snapshot there. Unfortunately, we do fluff our shot. If I would have managed to get that shot, I would have probably taken him out. That would have took me on over 6,000 damage. Like what, 6,600 damage, something, 6,700 damage. But unfortunately, it wasn't to be. So now it's just me and a T95 left. Now I want to be careful because it's 2 mediums against us 2. If I die now, even though the T95 is very, very healthy with his hit points, if I die and there's 2 medium tanks, there is not much this guy can do. So I really want to stay alive. I know what the T62 is doing, so I'm going to turn around. Now, this shot is, these are the kind of shots that doesn't happen to me often. I'm going to shoot him with HE. I don't even know where that penned to max, like to get that full splash, to get that full roll, 1100 damage. I honestly thought I hit the top of his hull, which should have only been a splash, doing 5 or so hundred damage. But we do manage to take him out, and we are now a one shot, but we are going to reload before this guy. And this is the kind of thing, like, just a snapshot into that. 9 times out of 10, that kind of snapshot would miss. But it's still a fun tank when it works. If it doesn't work, it is the most frustrating tank in the game, and you just want to sell it. When you have one of those games where nothing goes your way, you just want to rage and you want to sell it. But when things like that go your way, we had 7 shots, 6 of them penned, so basically we had 6 shots and 6.6k damage. Them kind of games are fun. So it's definitely still worth to grind the tank. It is fun. You can have fun, especially when you have to teach Droodles how to play it. Hope you enjoyed it, guys. I'm Meadsy, and I'll catch you all soon. Bye-bye.
With